Welcome, YouTube family, back to another episode of Playing It By Ear. I am your host, Rodrick Fox. Listen, I want you to take this opportunity right now. I want you to like, share, comment, call somebody, tell somebody, because we got an amazing guest on today. I'm so excited to have someone I admire, been looking up to, been listening to for years, to come through and be on our show today. I want you all to give a big, round, warm welcome to Mr. Daniel Houze.
Yo,
Daniel.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Finally got you on here, man. We've been really trying to get this together for
I
a
appreciate
while,
it,
and
man.
I'm really glad you stopped through, because I got a million questions. Y'all, it's probably going to be a part 2 to this already, so, man, what's going on?
Not a whole lot. Well, there's a whole lot. There's a whole lot, but that's just a thing to say. Not a whole lot, but
Not a whole
there's
lot.
a lot going on. Yeah.
Listen, one of the question I always ask my guests, kind of like my opening line. I want to know, if someone hasn't met you, they don't know you, which is probably unlikely. But who would you say Daniel Houze is? Sure. How would you say? Who is Daniel Houze?
Well, I'm a workaholic. You know, I work a lot. When we play, we party hard. So, party animal.
Party animal. Okay. I wasn't expecting
Not
that.
not really so much a party animal, but we like a good time. We like good, clean fun, and you know, just entertainer. You know, friend. I
All
can
the
be
good
your
stuff.
brother if you need that.
All the good stuff, man.
Man, just all around, try to be all American good guy, you know.
That's important.
Yeah. But entertainer mostly these days.
How man, I know we're gonna try to jump around here, but how often do you play? Like,
Man, it's usually 3 times a week.
really?
Yeah.
Weekends mostly?
Yes, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, like that most of the time.
Well, look, man, we're gonna kind of go. What I like to try to do is go through just a timeline of like, you know, maybe your past, present, and then what you kind of doing in the future. We're starting at like, what's that start, man? What's the early? And I you know, want to be as transparent with you. Like, you're a country singer.
Yeah, country music, man.
Country
That's
music, man.
For me, and with country music, you know, and it's the stories and the words and what they mean, you know, and how, like, you know, I started hearing these songs a lot working on construction sites, you know.
Right.
I'm in construction. So,
Okay.
you know, you hear there's a radio playing always on the job.
Right.
And you start hearing these songs, start paying attention to the song, and you're like, man, that guy's singing that about me. That's my life he's talking about.
Right.
You know, and so that really stuck with me, you know, and so I always knew, I said, you know, if I ever get to where I can learn how to play guitar or anything like that, I know what kind of direction I would like to go in it with it. So, you know, that's just kind of where it started, the fiddles and the guitars and everything like that, man.
Were you young?
Well, I mean, I just did the math and the calculator. It was 9 years ago when I started.
Really?
I started playing 9 years ago.
I'm forgive me, but man, you are amazing. I'm thinking you was born with a guitar in your hand.
No.
Like, really?
No,
9 years ago?
no, it's probably, you know, like I say, 9 years ago. It was 9 years ago.
You started playing or singing?
I started learning to play and sing at the same time.
You
Now, I never sang in front of anybody before that. You know, it was just, you know, grew up in the church.
yeah.
You know, 8th Avenue, Church of God. And so.
So, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, hold up. Oh, so you went to 8th Avenue? Church
Yeah,
Avenue.
my whole life, yeah.
So you know Anna.
Anna Hall is my first cousin.
That's my cousin.
Yeah.
Glenn is my.
That's my uncle.
Wait a minute. Tell me.
So
can I be old nosy?
Yeah,
Okay,
come on
cool.
with it. This is what we hope to
We
put
way
in
off
there.
from script already. Go ahead.
That's okay. So my mom and Marilyn are sisters.
Okay.
Right, and so, you know.
So my dad and Glenn are brothers.
That's right. That's exactly right. I asked my mom about that, and she told me everything. And
Shout out to Pastor Glenn, man.
Yeah, he's a big part of my life, and you know, it's kind of, you know, everybody in the family. You know, I think everywhere he went, he was a walking inspiration, and you know, it make you just want to get straight. So yeah, that's where I grew up, man, in that church, and you know, at that time, you know, all the older saints there, they're like, you need to be singing up. You and your brother, y'all need to be singing. And we were so scared to do that. And
so you already always have been able to sing.
I guess, you know, I goofed off a lot, and I still do. And so my brother, He was more of a, control singer.
Yeah.
He's 2 years younger than me, and I always remember him, no, start over, that's not the right way. Start over now, like that. He'd make us, he's 2 years younger than me, but making me start over. Right. Let's sing it like this. This is how you pronounce this. Right. And he'd do that, and I still to this day remember that, and I mean, I'm talking, we 7 years old, he's 5, and Mama was like, he was born with it.
Right.
And I was always being silly and laughing and never took music serious. And I guess that might have been why it took me so long to actually do it. Something had to happen for me to realize, okay, this is all you need, and it's been here for you your whole life. And
wow. And I think that's, man, like a couple of my guests, probably most of my guests, all have a similar story, like, didn't take it seriously, or somebody was kind of trying to push you in that direction. Right. That's, man, I'm blown away. I didn't know. It's a small world,
man. Small world, man.
That's why it's important to always treat people good.
Yeah.
Because you never know. Not for something, but just because right there. Mm-hmm. So you grew up there. You didn't really play in high school or anything?
Well, I was in band in high school, and Mr. and Mrs. Ivy were my band directors all the way through. She followed us from Carver to Kate Griffin to Meridian High, and I think she just loved us and wanted to make sure we stayed with it. And
what you play?
I played trumpet to begin with, and then there were no French horn players, so I was asked to do that with a couple other guys. And
can you play it now?
Man, it's been a while. I believe I still do it. Okay. It's been a good while. I still remember the position, so I probably could still do it.
Trumpet is something I always want to play, and I'm like the baby.
Now, there's a level of playing, like, you understand, like New Orleans playing. That's right. A total different skill set.
Right.
But to be able to do that would be awesome too. But see, like I say, man, I've learned that. I learned how to sight read, sheet music, all this stuff, all through. But at the same time, I goofed off, man. Yeah. I learned it and had like a straight 100 all the way through. But I did not appreciate that. At that time. Not then. I appreciate it now.
Would you say that even though you was kind of playing during those times, did that help? Does that help you now? Can you apply any of that to what you do now?
A good bit of it, not all of it, because some of the stuff that you do on a stage in a setting like that is on the fly.
Right.
On the fly.
A lot of
being
improv.
able to refer back, or you say some of your band members are like so and so, whatever.
Right.
And I kind of remember that.
Right.
It's
the language.
It's a language, and time signatures and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm able to apply that now, and so that's very important. Time signatures, 3/4 time, 4/4, 6/8 time, which is like Tennessee whiskey, or
man, it's not trying to. Again, we all off script, but we are playing it by ear. So
playing it by ear.
Look, so like I think. I play with a couple bands. Man, Tennessee Whiskey is such a big song. And I think it's the story of it.
It's a lot of the story.
Like, like you were just saying, like what gravitates people to country music in general. Like I remember, I don't have a lot of songs that I know, but the songs I do, you remember the words more than anything.
That's the thing. So it's the words and like the story, and man, there's so many songs out there that talk about dad, mom, grandpa, family, and all. I'm like, man, that, it's, a lot of songs about attending a church service, and at the end of the church service, everybody's singing Amazing Grace. Yeah. Mama's hands up high. I remember that. Yeah. I remember that in church, and it happened just like the song. Right. And that's what got me so good. And I was like, man, that is the type of songs I want to write.
Right.
Those are the type of songs I want to perform and come up with and tell my story through that, And so, you kind of got to start somewhere.
You got to start somewhere. And I tell people, man, honestly, it's like a skill. It's like anything else in life. Like, everybody, most aspiring musicians, singers, artists, they want to come out with a #1 hit. But I'm like, it's just like learning to walk. Like you don't just decide as a baby, I'm gonna walk to the store, and you try, you fall.
Yeah.
You figure out. So it's kind of like it's a building skill, and I think that's important. Now some people are gifted and just have it, like they can't even explain how they do it.
Right.
But, most of us have to learn the process.
It's a work, and and like I say, and there's a lot of people say, man, you're so talented. I know you God-given talent, and God did have something to do with that. But I'm telling you, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work
at home, sitting on the edge of the bed.
No one's looking.
Nobody's looking, and you over and over, and it's practice, a lot of practice, a lot of work. And that's the God-given ability.
Right.
To apply your mind and your physical ability to something that you want to do and be better at, and so.
But 9 years, man, I'm still tripping on that. I'm thinking you was gonna say, yeah, I started playing when I was like 3 and 9 years ago. Man, it's like what's this? That's 2015.
Yeah, 2015. That's when I started singing. That's the first time I ever sang in front of anybody.
Were you nervous?
Oh yeah.
Do you still get nervous now?
Oh yeah.
I think there's like a sacredness in that, like
that's part of the high.
Like
that's part of the
exchange with the audience.
Oh,
you know how they're gonna respond to it.
You're not sure. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Right. And in your mind, I don't know if you're like me. I have my mind like this song is gonna be the one, and then it end up being this song.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
I look at it like, man, if anybody ever wanna, I look at this like fishing. Yeah. You got your stuff, you got your lures. Boom, you go to the water and you throw that lure out there. Yeah. And then you don't know what you're going to catch, if you're going to catch anything. Right. So the songs, you come up with these songs, whether it be a cover or whatever, but it coming through you, it's like to an audience. You're not sure which one is going to do it. We're just going to try. I'm going to throw this one at y'all. Let's see. If you don't like it, we'll throw you another one.
Right. I like that analogy because
it's just like that.
It speaks to, and I don't fish because my attention span ain't long enough. I would probably be out there sleep.
Yeah, that's cool
too. In fishing, you have to, you go.
You go.
Not knowing.
You don't know what's going to happen.
It's the consistency in going. I like that.
The songs are like that. The image and the whole thing. If you're going to try to do this artistry thing, whatever you do, it's just like that. You put your artwork together. A painter, same way.
Same thing.
Paints a painting, and all right, here my painting world, and you don't know if they're going to accept it or what. But it's your art. You put the work in, and that's what it is, and just believe in that, believe in yourself. And
okay, man, that's gold. Artist, I hope y'all heard that.
If you're an artist or a songwriter or whatever, a picture, a painter,
and that's a big thing of mine. I one of the purposes of the show is to give us a platform, a place to kind of speak our truths, because we don't, sometimes we're in performance mode a lot.
Yeah.
You don't really get an opportunity to sit down and just that. But to bring awareness to the plethora of art that we have in Meridian.
And just in this area, yeah.
In this area, man, like,
photography, art,
painters, spoken word.
All
of that, man. Dance.
Storytelling. All that. It's all in an art form.
Yeah.
And you have to really believe in yourself, believe in what you're doing, and just, this is what it is,
and do that.
And give it to the world.
So I thought we was gonna have like this early story, but we don't. You kind of, you sound like you're really gifted because you kind of like played through and still like aced everything. So what point did you say, okay, what made you be like, I probably need to do this? Like what kind of brought you to that space?
So, basically when I started, I was just playing, like I say, in the edge of the bed, and I said, I'm going to learn music, learn to play guitar for my own therapy, and it's me just, I can grab that guitar when I'm feeling down, blah, I pick the guitar up and I feel better. It's like taking medicine, therapy. And so a buddy of mine, he was like, all right, can you show up over here to this party with your guitar? And so, and all right, and at this point, it was like I learned a couple songs, Wagon Wheel, blah, 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 a couple songs. And I played those songs, and I realized that I, basically made a couple people light up, that song did that. And I realized what it could do. It did the same thing for them that it did for me, and which made me really want to start playing. I saw another guy playing, and I was like, man, I want to do that. Right. That just took me out of my problems that I had minutes ago. Now, those problems are nothing because this medicine, and so once I saw that, I was like, man, that's a good feeling. And it was like, yeah, we want you to come play in our bar,
Yeah.
And so a whole bunch of people showed up to that gig, my first gig ever. And so I saw that again. And so just seeing that, that light in people's eyes when they hear a song they remember as a kid, or just seeing the art form, you meet a man there with a guitar singing, and I don't know, I just saw that light in other people when I played. So I was like, that made me realize, like, just keep doing this.
Just keep doing it. Mm-hmm.
This goodness is coming from a good power,
right?
A positive power,
right? That's important.
You know, and it has to be good because it wouldn't be this way, you know. And so I decided, I said, man, we're just going to learn more songs. We're going to see what we can do about trying to learn our own songs.
Right.
And just keep this happiness, keep this good thing going. It's a good vibe. And, you know, like I say, if I can uplift anybody out of life is life. Life is hard. and sometimes we go through things where, you know, it's like, man, I got to figure out how to pay this bill. But we're going to stop by here tonight, see this guy play.
Right.
And then if I can fix that for a little while, you know, that, and I see that light come over them, that makes me want to keep going.
It's the inspiration, man.
This is what I'm called here to do, and this is what makes me this is my drive, is to see that, to try to light up someone or fix a problem, you know, through music.
And like you said, you never know what it's going to be, man. A quick story that you said that made me think. I played a show and had a song I did that wasn't even a part of what I had planned. And afterwards, one of the employees of the venue came up and said, "Man, gave me some money."
Yeah.
Okay, what's that? He was like, "Man, that's my wife's favorite song, and she passed a couple years ago."
Right.
And it just like really, really touched him. And I was thinking, you know, I'm sitting there like speechless because first of all, I wasn't even planning on doing this song.
Right.
And I'm kind of thinking in my mind, what made me do this song? And I'm like, that's, you know, that, like you said, that connection to see. I don't know what he was going through. I don't know if he was, you know, but that song touched him in a way that's, you know, which speaks to, kind of takes us where I want to go, the power of a song. Would you say you're a songwriter?
Well, I've been learning to write songs, and I've taken, and all I can steal, I'm stealing. So I mean that with all the respect in the world, but
look, I call it influence.
Yeah, influence. There we go.
Influence.
Yeah, right.
I mean, we're so, like I said, we're so much products of so much art. It's impossible to not be influenced by, you know, those that we look up to and things like that. So
right. So yeah, that's the thing. I've been back and forth to Nashville doing these writing sessions, and every time I go, the publishing company that I'm working for, they you know, they like try to throw in a gig, you know, here, and I played at Scoreboards Nashville this past week and Tuesday, and it was a good time, and so that's the thing up there, being around good writers and people that's kind of got the experience with that, with good songs, and trying to tell them my life and then slip in some lines and come up with some good music. So
man, I don't, you know, hey, can you kind of talk about that process, like, you know, or the experience that's going to, I'm assuming you don't know everybody who's always going to be there.
Right. I was like, there was a couple strangers. Every time I go, it's somebody new.
Right,
you know, somebody new, and I guess that's a good thing because steady networking, and that's what we want to do, is keep growing our listening base and our friendships and relationships in the other places. And so, yeah, it's been back and forth, man. I was playing a show in Demopolis, Alabama, for the city of Demopolis, playing a crawfish boil. And so there's two guys over there. You know, they were just bopping around, and they came up, man, you need to be in Nashville.
Nashville.
You know, two old guys, you know, they're just going, and I'm thinking, you just talking like everybody else that talks about Nashville. Right. But he wasn't, you know, he was serious, you know, and so he's like, give me your number. And they asked for some demos, and I sent them. And next thing I know, I'm on the phone. Yeah, it's just like that, man. Just like tossing that line out there. And next thing I know, they was like calling me up and, hey, we'd like for you to come up and sit in with us and let's talk about future, you know, and what you're doing with your career and all this. And so they give me, basically, fast forward a year later, they publishing deal now. I'm under publishing deal, and that's the writing side of it, you know. And so anything I write, whether it be with these other artists, other songwriters, you know, I got a little piece of that, you know, so.
You know, and I'm jumping in there, artists, man, I wish we had time to really just kind of like dig into that, but there is a business to this art.
Oh, yeah.
That a lot of times we ignore.
Right, because it's good times. It's good times playing, you know, out there performing. And so that's something that, you know, dang, got to drop. We got to take a step back. We got to create.
Know, and then that sound kind of, for the ones who know how to do it, secures your longevity.
Right.
You know, gives you that opportunity to, and you know, that's a thing for me that I definitely want to bring attention to, awareness to as artists, that we can grow in that. You know, be creative, enjoy the music, have the passion for it, but also understand, you know, this could provide for me and my family.
Right.
You know,
And
if I do it right,
if it gets to that level, it's definitely a business.
Yeah.
And so it can get to that, and if you keep going long enough, it will get to that.
Right.
And like I say, it's, you know, just trying to create content and brand that with your image, and you know.
So you really answered my next question, because I was going to ask, what's your like writing creative process? Like, if you is a song in your heart, is a melody, do you go to guitar? Like, what's that kind of
So
process?
sometimes for me, it's like it's always when you're driving down the road, you can't reach your pen or pad, or it's always in an inconvenience time. But
right.
But the good thing for a voice memo,
man,
you can do that on your phone quick. But you know, sometimes it's just a line or a phrase that each syllable, and you know it, each syllable land on a beat. Right. And you can I ain't got no guitar, you know, like, man, let me just put that in my phone. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you just rambling around on your instrument and you get a cool, catchy little melody, you know, and you can basically mumble what the melody is. And, you know, it's kind of like a buddy of mine call it the sauce. Yeah. You know, you got the music already, and then you vocally mumbling what needs to be there, and you can take and come back and fill in the words with a story you may have, or you know, you got a pretty girl you're into. Pretty girl. You know, you can. That's the best. That's the best story. Broke my heart. Pretty girl that you're into. She, you know, she's not giving you time of day, or y'all a love song, or however, you know. Comeback song. Yeah, man. Listen, his songs are so important. Artist that I like, he said he wrote a song. Basically, it's a relationship that had ended, and he didn't get to say what he wanted to say. Right. So he wrote it. He wrote what he would have said as a song, and man, he was like, people was coming to him like just tell him thank you. And he was like, man, this is really a sad deal. It's a sad song, but so that's the creative part, is to get that point across through music, through a melody, you know. And so it's basically that sauce, that strategy. It can go a couple different ways. It can go just, you have a line or a phrase that pops in your head that you heard from a conversation earlier, or you can be playing your instrument or whatever. You hear melody in your mind, and you just, you know, basically mumble out what would be there in the vocal melody, and fill in the blanks. Fill in that part with words, you know. Powerful song. If you really want to break it down, that's kind of how it goes. Dude, I got you. So what are you doing right now? Like what's your plans? I know you performing a lot. Yeah, we're performing a lot. Basically, I've been back and forth to Nashville working with writers, trying to come up with as much content as possible that fits me, and at the same time work for them with other artists to write songs for them. Right. They may have an idea, or they hung up on an idea. We got this much of the song. We need some help. Right. And just the other day, it was two girls that came out. I didn't know who they were, but they from Mississippi. That's why I tied that together. Anyway, they both had I had a half a song, the other girl had a half a song, and so I just threw in a couple words. She said, I love that. I'm like, okay, cool. If you can use it, let's put it on the board. Yeah. So she took that. She made a demo. That's one step, you know, to basically working under that publishing deal for what we asked for. But at the same time, I am basically trying to just grow this brand, this Daniel Houze music thing. Daniel Houze music. Yeah, growing that. Do something, you know, subscribe, merch, follow. Social media content. You stream. Know, just the other day, I was on the phone with a radio promoter. We have a song, a house party. We created this, buddy of ours created this, like a hashtag, house party, you know. Daniel Houze. Man, that's house party. Yeah. When we play, it's a good time. So I need something like that, man. I need like Foxhole or something. Something like that. There you go. Catch it like this. It's just like that. House party. Elena came up with it. Elena Spears. Yeah. She came up with that, and she made a bunch of hats with house party on it. I'm like, man, I really like that. Yeah. And somebody said one time, you know, because when I'm out and about, it's kind of like I'm here and I'm there and I'm there, and it's like, where's Daniel? This other guy came up with this thing, where's Daniel? Man, and it was like house party, you know, like that. It was kind of silly, but
no, that's
catchy,
man,
you know?
Catchy.
So yeah, we've been, with some of the songs I've been writing, we came up with a few songs. And House Party is a fun song about being out in just basically like a hayfield, pasture party situation. And the truck bed is the stage. My band is on trucks, and we out there and we got this big party in a hayfield. And like I say, this was day before yesterday. I was on the phone with my potential investor. He hasn't pulled the trigger yet. With that guy in the radio promoter, just trying to get a basic total on how much it's going to cost to run that. Basically like a 4-month radio tour. These people are going to map out. Yeah. The investor's going to contribute, and I got to be on the road that long, and so we need funds to do that. For that, offer up some of the masters, whatever, a percentage of it to make it make sense for the investor.
And see, that's man. Like, I promise you, we gotta have a part 2, because that part right there. Let me ask you this before I ask that. At first, or maybe even now, was it kind of intimidating to like have to be a part of these conversations and have these meetings, conversations?
I was like, oh my God, I started getting worked up, dude. I'm like, man, he's like, well, this is gonna, and this is, well, Daniel, we need to know how we're gonna get our money back and how quick we can get it back. And I'm like, oh my God, it's a gamble.
It's a gamble.
We don't know. And the radio promoter's on the phone as well on 3-way, and so he's like, honestly, I can't give you that answer. And and I'm like, man, I took the words out of my mouth. We don't know. But we do know that we can put our feet on the ground and chase this, this radio promoter's strategy. He makes all these calls out here to all these stations that the big labels hadn't bought up yet, because they buy them up. They buy up all the slots and go in and do interviews with these people, get them to play the song. They do that 15 stations or more all over the U.S. All over the U.S. And if you can get so many on the charts playing and people calling, that's what we want to do. So you get so much charting, and then those going to generate all that's going to generate plays or spins, right? And it'll start paying out, And so we got to figure out the percentages,
right? The numbers. They got me.
And so we can pay our investors back. Radio promoter, he's going to charge a set thing, and boom, we got him covered. And that hopefully the spins off of that'll generate
the revenue that you need to. And see, I'm a business major actually from school.
Right.
So that really interests me. Mm-hmm. I love creative things, music, blah blah blah. But what I really be like when I tune in, when you say stuff like that, I be like, because that's so important. We know so many artists who have created so many timeless music hits and didn't see any benefit from it.
Right.
And I think it's up to us to make sure
we just got to navigate and look out and ask questions, ask for advice from people that's been in business.
Good people.
Yeah, good people.
Good people.
And most people are good. Most people are good. Every now and then you run into
somebody who's
a snake or somebody like that, and they hard to tell. You know, it's hard to tell, but that's back to God.
Yes,
back to God and believing in God and don't be afraid to pray every now and then. As much as you can, because He's going to keep that protection.
Right.
And the snake comes, he's not gonna penetrate because you got that protection over you.
Man, this is so.
If you're watching this right now, that's what we need: big prayers for protection. Right. We want to keep the snakes out. Yep. We only want good vibes, positive.
We're catching what kind of fish you catch?
Big ones. We want big fish, man. We don't care what color. We don't care what shape. Get them in. Just big ones.
Listen, man, I got to get you out of here. Come to me. This is so good. Everything you shared, just good stuff we need to know. Conversations. Oh man, I want to get to this game. I'm just gonna try to get to this game, man. They would do because we're gonna be here. I gotta get you out here. All right, so I do this game, man. I don't have a name for it. I'm still waiting on somebody to help me out with this. But basically, I give you a phrase or word, and you just give me the first thing pop in your mind. Okay, just kind of nothing too bad.
Okay.
Favorite song to sing.
Favorite song to sing. 7 Spanish Angels.
Okay. Favorite song.
Favorite song to sing. Favorite song. Okay, now favorite song. Oh man, let's see. Baby Shark. It's catchy, man.
Listen.
Baby Shark, dude. You got me?
I got you.
That was a joke, by the way. So
look, I know a lot of people probably agree with that. If you were not doing music, what would you be doing? Like, if you never start playing anything like that, what would you be doing?
Man, I spend a lot more time fishing, and been spending a lot more time with my family, my mom and dad.
Yeah.
Probably be building houses by now.
Right. Can't you make fishing like a profession?
Yeah, like Bill Dance.
Yeah.
Hang out with Bill Dance and fish all day. Yeah, man. Make videos fishing.
Okay. Who's your favorite artist?
John Party.
Okay. If you could collaborate with any artist, they can be, I mean, whether they're dead or alive, you can bring them, whatever. Who would that be?
Probably Kid Rock.
Okay. Wow, I didn't.
You know Kid Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't expecting that one. Okay. Let's see. What's the best advice you've ever been given?
Work hard. Believe in yourself. Mm-hmm. And when you think you're working hard, work harder.
Okay. Work hard.
Work harder.
Work harder. Okay. Man, you gonna have me make some T-shirts of my own. Man.
Work harder. Yeah, that's
okay.
right.
What's your most memorable moment as a performer?
As a performer. So I got to play along with Tracy Lawrence one time, and that was I'll remember that. I'll definitely remember that. He's a big vet in the game, and you know, me and him sat and talked probably an hour before we started, and we did a sound check, and it was just like me and you talking.
Yeah,
he's a big name, big guy,
but just good guy.
It's just a everyday guy. Got a lot of good information from him, and a lot of uplifting words. And so Tracy Lawrence.
Okay. What's your most craziest story as a performer?
Man. Oh, man, let me see. There's a lot of things that I don't remember. So that probably was some crazy stuff right there. So as a performer, it's the craziest thing, you know, I've seen some crazy girls out there dancing. I can't recall anything right now. Too bad.
I got one for you.
Not
I don't
too
know if you
bad.
remember this. Years ago, you played Juneteenth. And let's just say we had a disagreement going on amongst the fans.
That. Now that's probably my craziest, wildest.
So I never forget this, man. When that happened, I felt like I turned into Rambo. I was on the ground. I was like crawling. Matrix.
Yeah, we were in the middle of pretty much at about the end of the set, and some gunshots went off. You know, I didn't hear the gun go off at first, and then I thought it was just somebody fighting, and a bunch of the crowd we had out there kind of went this way,
right?
In a big wave, and I'm like, somebody got to be fighting.
Right.
I didn't hear the shots going off because the music's so loud. And my guitar player, Richard Anderson, he was like, man, somebody's shooting over there. I was like, no, keep going. You know, I thought it was just a fight, you know. And then it's gunshots.
Yeah.
It's somebody shooting for real. And, you know, I'm like, wow, man, here in Meridian, dude, come on.
Yeah.
It'd be different when we was out in Vegas somewhere and something like this. But it happened. And, I forgot about that.
The funniest thing about that story is once everything cleared and everybody was good, make sure everybody was safe, you got back on stage, y'all got pulled back up, and you said, man, country music do that to y'all? And I just died laughing. It was just so funny. Like, we said, man, got y'all wired up.
Oh, my God.
What's your biggest accomplishment, you say, so far?
Man, getting this posting deal. Being able to play in Nashville amongst all those talented people, and being on the same flyer as names that I've been watching since I began, you know, and now I'm on a bill with them, you know, and I'm playing here this time, and they're playing right behind me.
Yeah.
Just, you know, right now, I guess that, you know, I've been doing this and never thought ever that I'd be able to, break through a threshold like that.
Think about all the time you just playing back in school, man. Just playing. Okay.
If I'd have been playing back then, dude, I don't know.
Man, look, I believe, I'm serious, and I say this serious, no, I believe in you, man. I'm a fan, like, rooting for you. We don't get to talk often, but, man, I know several people feel the same way. So, you have the support, guys. Man. What's next with Daniel Houze? What's on the agenda next year, 5 years from now?
Yeah, man. So basically, like I say, we're going to try to take this song. The radio promoters believe in it. They believe it's a good song for radio, a good breakthrough song, and like I say, the energy's there, the guitars and the whole vibe, the fun party vibe. Just trying to convince these investors that they're going to get their money back.
Yeah.
So we can push this song to radio, hopefully be living in the radio. You guys, everybody watching, everybody listening, hopefully be living in your radio soon. Yeah, playing the Opry.
Listen, y'all, we need like I'm part of the team.
Yeah, you are.
We need the support, man. And I think hopefully we can get consumers to understand how important that is.
Right, man. You guys have been awesome, everybody out there. And, once the song gets to charting a little bit, we'll need you guys to call the station and just blow them up. If it's Colorado, I'll give you a number. We'll get you a number. Call the station and just keep requesting the song. And, that's the thing, man. Being on the road, touring around, playing music that we wrote and connect with the audience.
That's going to be amazing, man. 2 more questions for you. What advice would you give to an upcoming artist, somebody who looks up to you, they want to do what you're doing, they admire you? What advice would you give to them?
Man, you just got to hone in on your craft. If music is what you want to do, you're just going to have to do it. When the lights go down, everybody's going home, you're still swinging that bat. Right. It's just like everything's got a metaphor, like an analogy or whatever. But it's like, when I'm done playing my gig, I've been playing, when I get home, I pick the guitar right back up and I keep working at this. I'm working at whatever I got in my brain that I can't get out. Right. When the lights go down, everybody's gone, you keep playing, keep singing, work hard, and just let it consume you, and you that becomes your life, if that's what you want to do. Right. If you want to play music, sing, or paint a picture, or be an artist, a photographer, whatever, everybody's gone home, the fun's over, you're still working. You're still practicing, you're still staying prayed up, and really believing in it.
Still fishing.
Yeah, you're still fishing.
I like that, man.
When the cameras are gone, the lights are down, you're still throwing that line. You're still giving it all.
Wow. Last question for you, man. How can we contact you? How can we follow you? How can we keep up with what's going on? Social media, what you got?
So social media, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Daniel Houze Music. That's Houze. We'll be sure to spell that correctly on the
we got you
in the bio.
Yeah, got you. I mean,
email, just however, man. You can just
we're gonna get you. We're gonna tag everything in the comments. That's your real last name.
Last name, yeah.
Spelled just like
Houze.
When I first met you, well, not met you, but learned who I was like, that's a cool stage name. Oh, wait a minute.
You're not the first one to say that. A couple people came up, that's not your real name. I said, yeah, it is. And it's supposed to mean bootmaker in German, where the name comes from. So Germany.
Wow.
It's bootmaker. So it's what I was told. So I don't know how true it is, but
Houze.
That's exactly right.
Okay. Daniel Houze, listen, YouTube. Part 2 got to come at some point when he, because there's so much that I'm just interested in. Yeah. Man. I like to learn and talk, just learning different people's experiences, because as much as different as we are, we're all the same.
Right.
And I think we learn so much together. So YouTube, I want y'all to say thank you to Mr. Houze. Thank you, man, for coming through. I know I got to get you out of here, but we're going to have a performance by Mr. Houze. Thank you guys for tuning in.
There's a few people in here tonight. Guess they're all out buzzing with a neon light. There's a guy strumming on his 6-string, singing songs he wrote about living this American dream. But he'll be here till they shut it down. Yeah, I was gonna stay for one more round. You walked in and girl, you looked around, and I thought you were shy. But you took me by surprise with that fire in your eyes, like a shot of 100 proof, saying I want you to dance, taking me by the hand, swaying to a country groove. It's like a thorn on my side, no time for red wine. It's our time to go. And a kiss on your lips, nothing's better than it. Smooth like tequila rose, tequila rose. Tequila rose, yeah. You took a chance on me, I took a chance on you. We fell further than we wanted to, but here we are and I'm on one knee, asking you, girl, would you marry me? Oh, oh, oh. But you took me by surprise with that fire in your eyes, like a shot of 100 proof. Saying, I want you to dance, taking me by the hand, swaying to a country groove. It's like a thorn on my side, no time for red wine. It's our time to go. And a kiss on your lips, nothing's better than it. Smooth like tequila rose, tequila rose. Tequila